So let us start. Before we start the text, because today we are going to touch one of the most important scenes of the play, one of the climactic scenes of the play. There are two parallel themes, I said, in this particular play. I told you about those about getting hold of the workbook. Did you look for it in the shops? Hello? 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 Yes. Huh? Yes? Yes, what properly? Hello? Hello? Oh. Just wait. I think there is some problem with the speaker also. Okay, now I'm getting it. Yes, you can hear me. Did you look for the workbook? At least the Shakespeare part?
Sir.
And did you get hold of any workbook? Did you buy any workbook?
Sir, exams are going on. So after exam, I will be able
Okay. Your exams are going on now. Okay, fine. So we will move to the casket scene today. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. Now, okay. So now I said this play has two climactic points. One is the casket scene, where Bassanio is to choose the right casket in order to get Portia, and the second scene is where the judgment scene, the trial scene. So these are the two scenes. The trial scene will come later, but this is placed somewhere in the middle of the play, just as any climax scene is placed. Or even if we look at from the other angle, if we take this as the climax of the play, this choosing of the right casket, then immediately after the climax or the immediate success, there is a turnover. There is a turnover and there is a fall. As I said, the falling action. But then something turns around and everything gets settled down. We can look at it from that angle also. But I prefer to look at it from the two climax scenes. And there are two stories actually with two climax scenes. Okay, fine. Before we come to this, we saw that other princes or kings, they had desired to marry Portia, and they had come to Belmont to choose the right casket. There was a golden casket, and there was the silver casket, and there is also a lead casket. And in one of those caskets, the image of Portia, or a painting of Portia, a portrait, is kept, and that is the right casket where that portrait is kept. Now, how do you choose the right caskets? You choose the right caskets. There is a guidance before you open the caskets. On the caskets, there is inscribed a guidance that would tell you about the casket. The guidance are such that it had been made in such a way that the psychology of the opener who opens the casket would guide him accordingly. What type of a man he is, that casket he will choose. It may be the right casket, or it may not be the right casket. Means, in other words, he cannot be a true lover if he chooses the wrong casket. He is guided to the wrong casket. That means mentally it is a test. It is a test, and mentally it reveals the opener's mind. Now, before that we saw the king of Morocco, the Black Prince of Morocco, and he had been guided by the golden casket. He was more attracted towards gold, and he chooseth me. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. That was what was written on the top of. That was what was written on the top of the golden casket. And he, with having a very simple mind, he felt that, well, see, all men must desire Portia. That is the only thing that is to desire. And then he chooses. He doesn't judge in any other way. He chooses the golden casket, and it is the wrong casket. And there it is written, all that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. You have often heard that whatever glitters, whatever looks like gold may not be true gold. That means it is a golden casket, right? But it does not contain the true gold Portia. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Many a mind had hazarded himself, had taken all trouble, maybe death, had met death in order to choose me, just attracted by my outer appearance. Gilded tombs to worms enfold, have you been as wise as bold? Gilded tombs means tombs which are ornated or who have an ornamental decoration made of gold. Kings, the tombs of kings and all these things have ornamental decorations made of gold. So what he is saying is that however attractive the tomb may look, but inside the tomb you have worms feeding on the dead body of the king. Worms feeding, that is the horrible part of it. Had you been as wise as bold, you may be a very brave person, you are brave, but you are not mentally wise. You are not mentally wise. Young in limbs, in judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. So, young, maybe yes, you are a young person, but in judgment you are very old. You look for the old way of looking at whatever glitters. You are attracted towards that, whatever glitters, shines. Your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold. So, as a suitor, you have failed. You have a cold suit. So, that's your answer. It's not, the right thing is not written. And feeling very hurt and dejected, the king of Morocco says, cold indeed and labours lost. All labours is lost. Then farewell heat and welcome frost. So farewell heat. All warmth in me after losing Portia is gone. All warmth in me after losing Portia is gone. I am as cold as frost now. I have to endure frost. And then the Prince of Aragon, see, the Prince of Morocco is not wise, but he was not arrogant also. But Prince of Aragon, I think he is the Prince of Scotland, I think, yeah. So, yes, Prince of Aragon, he is a little haughty, too much proud, and that is why, and because he is proud too much, he is not attracted like Prince of Morocco. He doesn't think Portia to be the best thing, to be the most desirable thing on earth. He doesn't think it in that way. For him, Portia is actually what he deserves. That means Morocco feels himself to be like the typical Elizabethan lover, to be at the feet of the beloved, to be at the feet of the lady whom he loves. But our Aragon is not that. He is more haughty. He feels that, well, Portia and he also has a very high standard, and he is the one who deserves. That's why he is guided by the silver casket, where it's written, who chooseth me shall have as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Who chooseth me? shall have as much as it deserved. And both of them had despised the leaden casket as something horrible, unfit. And when he opened out, he found, as the Prince of Morocco had found a skull, a dead man's head, our Prince of Aragon, he found the face of a fool, a blinking idiot, fool, whose eyes are continuously a doll, a fool's face, whose eyes are continuously opening and closing, opening and closing. And then Aragon realizes how fool he had been. So did I deserve only this? The fire seven times tried this, 7 times tried that judgment that never choose amiss. So it is advised that the way it had been guided, as if it has been tested 7 times by the fire, and 7 times so that you cannot make the wrong choice. Some there be that shadows kiss, such have but a shadow's bliss. So some people are like that. Some people are like that, who prefer shadows than the real person, and they will get shadow in this here, in this case of the fool's head. In this case, the fool's head. Silvered over, so was this. There be fools alive. And these people who love shadows than the real one are actually fools. There be fools alive. Silvered over, so was this. Fools are there all around you. They look very much silvered. Means it is actually the person who had opened it. He is referred to as a fool. So there are fools, and these fools are all around you, looking very, very silvered and shining. Take what wife you will to bed, I will never be your head. So be gone, you are sped. So you can marry anybody you like, I won't be your wife. So farewell, away you go. And Aragon, in his haughty manner, says, still more fool I shall appear by the time I linger here. Aragon is psychologically, at least you will feel sorry for Morocco. You won't feel sorry for Aragon because of his haughtiness. He says, well, say fine, if I stay here any longer, I would be thought of as a fool. So better than that. So he is not very much touched. He is not very much touched by that great loss. It was just a part of his, should say, everyday affair, trying out marriage also like an everyday affair. Now, Act 3, Scene 2, as I said, Shakespeare's plays, the stage, you remember the stage, 3 parts, the front stage, the yard, then you have the inner stage or the back stage, which has a small room with curtain, and the curtain is removed. Possibly this particular scene is acted in the inner stage where the curtain is removed and it is written in a placard, Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Bassanio Portia, Graciano, Nerissa, and attendants. So enter Bassanio, Portia, Graciano, Nerissa, and attendants. You know, Nerissa is Portia's attendant maid, and Graciano is Bassanio's friend. Portia is very much worried, just as in a situation one must be. She's very much worried that if Bassanio makes a wrong choice, it will be lost forever. As per the agreement, she will never be able to see him anymore, leave alone marriage. So she is very much worried, and she cannot bear to lose him. She cannot bear to lose him, and that's why she says, I pray you tarry a day or two. Just wait back. Just stay back a day or two before you make the choice, so that we can spend some good moments, some happy moments we can spend. We can spend some happy moments together, because if you choose the wrong casket, you are lost to me forever. Before you hazard for in choosing wrong. So, see, one thing we say that when you love somebody, you are always worried about that some harm, some wrong doing may happen to that person, and you may lose that person. So this type of thought always comes. Rabindranath তার কবিতা স্বর্গ হতে বিদায়তে she discussed about this. He says, a Bengali mother's heart is so full of love, that she is always worried. She is so much concerned about her parents, about a child, that she is always worried that some harm may come to the child. And so she is always praying to God lest no harm touches the child's life. So that it is that sort of feeling. So if you hazard the wrong choice, you are lost. So better than that, maybe in tension, but let us stay for some more minutes, some more days together before you make the choice. I lose your company, therefore forbear a while. Stay back for a while. Have patience for a while. There's something tells me, but it is not love, I would not lose you. Well, you know, something tells me, some sort of a sixth sense. I'm not saying it's love. That means I'm not overwhelmed by love. Due to my excess feeling of love, I'm just imagining things. It's not that. It's not that I am imagining things just like that. Not that at all. My sixth sense says that you are meant for me. I won't lose you. I won't lose you. Can you get me what I'm saying? Hello? Yes? Okay. Okay. So, something that tells me that I won't lose you. And you know yourself, hate counsels not in such a quality. Okay. So, this is true that it is not true love. I am not just blindly guided by love that I will not lose you. No, it's some sort of a sixth sense. Because if it's not love also, it's not hatred also. Because hatred cannot give such an advice, a counsel. Such a counsel that hatred cannot give. So it's neither love nor hate. It's some sort of a sixth sense. But lest you should not understand me well. But I don't know, you may not have understood me well. It can be. But yet a maiden hath no tongue but thought. But a maiden cannot speak. Only she can think. And my thought has guided me that I will not lose you. I cannot speak. But actually there are two sides to the thing. More in the olden days, now of course women have their voice, they come out, they speak their voice. But during olden days, people were actually what I should say, women were not thought good if they spoke too much in public. It was not something very respectable that if they spoke too much in public. That this is one side of it. And the other side is, of course, the other side, yet a maiden hath no tongue, is my tongue, my mouth is shut, my mouth is closed, and I cannot speak. I cannot speak because I am promised forth not to speak about the right casket. I would detain you here some month or two before you venture for me. And as for me, I would prefer to keep you back. I would prefer to keep you back, hold you back a month or two. If you ask me, I would prefer to keep you back a month or two before I allow you to make the right choice. Because I cannot bear losing you. If you make the wrong choice, though something inside me, my sixth sense tells me that I will not lose you, but I cannot bear to lose you. I could teach you how to choose right, but then I am forsworn. Well, I can allow you to, I can tell you, I mean, she's feeling that I should tell you which one is the right casket, but I have promised it before. And I cannot break that promise. So I cannot, I have taken an oath not to say that. I cannot do that. Because I have taken an oath before my father that I will not reveal where I am, or rather where my photograph is, or not, it's not a photograph, it's my painting. So I will never be so. So you may miss me, but if you do, you will make me wish a sin that I had been forsworn. Now he said, telling that, see, uh, if you make the wrong choice, if you make the wrong choice, in that case, you will miss me. You will miss me. You won't be able to get it according to the agreement of the casket. So you won't be able to get me. And mentally you will feel that staying what should I say, true to the oath that I had taken before my father, I could have committed the sin of violating that oath. I could have committed the sin rather than sticking to that promise of being forsworn, that I had taken an oath. I could have broken my promise. If I had broken my promise and secretly told you which casket contains my image, then it would have been easier for you and there would have been no chance of my losing you. Okay. Now she says that actually what I'm feeling is scars on your eyes. I should say scars on your eyes, that or rather evil fall on your eyes, because you have divided me into two halves. You have divided myself into two halves. One half of me is yours. That is one half of me. You have divided myself into two halves. One half of myself is yours. That is your part. Your part. And the other half is yours. Mine own, I would say. And the other half, which is my half, is also yours. So one part is yours. You have divided myself into two parts. Before that I was a single self. Now with your coming you have divided myself into two parts. One half is yourself and the other half, which is mine, is also yours. But if mine, then yours. If it is mine, whatever is mine is yours. Whatever is mine is yours. So all yours. Well, in Bengali, or rather I wouldn't say it's in Bengali, in Bengali and Sanskrit legend, there is a god form called the Ardhanarishwara. Have you heard about that? Ardhanarishwara? Have you heard about the Ardhanarishwara? Do you know about it? Yes? Can't get you? Hello? You don't know, you haven't heard. Ardhanarishwara is actually one form of the god and the goddess together. Ardhanarishwara is one form of the god and the goddess together. One half of it, the right half of it, is Shiva, and the left half of it is Parvati. So it's actually one body with one half of it Shiva and the other half of it is Parvati. This is actually, he says that this is the true self, where the husband and the wife, or the lover and the beloved, they actually merge into one. And this is something, here's Portia is telling the same thing. Here Portia is telling the same thing. One half is yours, I know. The other half, which is my half, it is also yours. So both parts, your part and my part, both are yours. Everything is yours. I have given everything to you. Oh, these naughty times put bars between me, between the owners and their rights. So these are naughty times. This is a naughty time, but actually she is possibly referring to, without complaint, she's not exactly complaining against the arrangement that her father had made, but she feels that still it is a naughty time, a bad time, that what should I say, that bars us from becoming one, that is preventing us before we go through the test, before you take the test and pass it, that stops us from from becoming one. And so, though yours, not yours. So, though I am yours, I am not yours. At the present moment, I am not yours. Prove it so. Let fortune go to hell for it. Not I. Let fortune. Let, what should I say? What should I say? Let luck be blamed if I am not, but don't blame me. If you cannot pass the test, you blame your luck, but don't blame me, because I really and truly love you. I speak too long, and 'tis to pace the time. Pace means actually poise. P-O-I-S-E, poise. Means to stop the time, to cause a pause of the time, to make the time longer, to etch it. Etch it means to draw it longer, to make the time longer and draw it out in length to stay you from elections. I am actually drawing the time, making it longer and longer, so that you can avoid as long as possible the election of choosing the right casket. So you can avoid choosing the election of choosing the right casket. Bassanio actually, Bassanio is that type of a person. Portia is a more what should I say, a deep thinker of life, more dedicated. I'm not saying that Bassanio is not a true lover. Bassanio is also a true lover, but more of that Venetian youth, all frolic and liveliness and all these type of things. Bassanio is more that Venetian youth. Well, let me choose. So he cannot wait. He cannot think that deeply as Portia can. What will happen if I fail? Because he is so confident that he will not fail. He is very much confident that he will surely not fail. Let me choose, for as I am, I live upon the rack. As I am, I live upon the rack. So let me choose. I cannot wait any longer. It's very, very painful for me. You know what's a rack? What's a rack? Yes? Huh? Yes? You know it. What is a rack? Okay, I'll tell you. A rack is an instrument. A rack is an instrument. Particularly, it was used very much during the time of those Christian confessions. There was a time just after the Dark Ages when people were forced to make confessions about their sin. People whom you disliked, or people who tried to follow a different religious order, they were arrested and they were forced to make confessions, and all their property and everything was taken away and they were put to death. Rack is an instrument of torture. Rack is an instrument of torture where a person is laid down with its hands and legs stretched out on both sides, and they are tied, and as there is two rods and wheels, and as it is turned, the person is pulled from both sides. The person is pulled from both sides, and there is immense pain, and out of pain that person often confesses, and by that way they could take away all his property and all wealth. The church Inquisition often used this all cruel methods during those times. The church Inquisition. So he's telling, I am now as if being torn apart in the rack. I cannot tolerate to wait any more than to take the test. So let me choose. Upon the rack, Bassanio, then confess what treason is mingled in your love. If you are on the rack, Portia is actually making fun also about this. He is also making fun of the world. So you are on the confession rack. So if you are on the confession rack, I would tell you to go on and confess the sins. I would tell you to go on and confess your sins, that you may have some disloyalty. Because if you are disloyal in love, you will not be able to choose me. So that is why actually she is making fun, but at the same time she is telling the truth also. That if you are disloyal to me, if you have any disloyalty, if you are not, Morocco may not have been disloyal, but Morocco was really not the true lover. He was just attracted by the beauty of Portia. And Aragon was a haughty prince who felt that as a great prince he should have a beautiful queen. That's all. Really, Aragon did not have that loving heart. একটুখানি আমি পড়াচ্ছি, একটু বাদে কথা বলবো। Okay, hello. দাঁড়া 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 একটু বাদে কথা বলবো, আমি পড়াচ্ছি। So, as I was telling you that what I was saying, fine, that so because like that they were only, Morocco was taken by the outer appearance, Aragon was driven by his arrogance and his pride than true love. So similarly, if you are disloyal in some way, you will not be able to choose me. So if you have any disloyalty, any treason, tell me. Treason means actually what should I say, means when you are against your country, when you are disloyal to your country. Here, disloyal to your beloved. Okay. Bassanio is telling, see, no, I am making this confession, I have no ugly treason of mistrust. I have none but that ugly treason of mistrust. Only mistrust, that which makes me fear the enjoying of love. The mistrust, well, maybe I may not be able to succeed. Just as you are worried that I may not succeed, similarly, I am also worried, and that is the only mistrust. Otherwise, he says that, Bassanio says that there may not be friendship, there may not be what should I say, a closeness between friendship and life. That cannot be. Friendship, and just as there cannot be closeness between snow and fire, because if the fire comes, snow will melt. So it cannot be. So similarly, treason and my love, there cannot be any closeness to it. Okay, I think we should stop here for the day. Okay, and we will continue after this later. Okay, okay, bye.
Okay, sir.
Okay, bye, and stay well. Okay, bye.